Hey, everybody. So I just got off a call with a faculty member at the medical school that I'm consulting with. And I just have this feeling that I want to share with you some reflections about teachers who usually lecture and what they need to hear instead to help them transform their experience of teaching and their students' experiences of learning so that everybody is having a good time and feeling competent. So, I'm going to go get some tea in the kitchen and I'm going to bring you over there and let's chat. Okay, welcome to the kitchen. Happy tea time. So, this particular teacher teaches some students who are medical assistants, and they come from a variety of different educational backgrounds. But the thing that most of them have in common is that many of them are fresh out of high school or fresh out of a couple years of community college maybe, but they haven't really learned how to learn. And this particular teacher was an expert she was a medical assistant through most of her career. And I need to take a sip. See, I need my tea in the afternoon. So then she was hired at this medical school and inherited all these classes and these lectures and these textbooks. And she's doing her best to be a good teacher and lecturer, but she really doesn't know a lot about best practices in teaching. And so we had this amazing 2-hour conversation where in this one particular class she's teaching next semester, she was like, I want to know how to get the students to be more actively engaged, Gretchen, but I also have to figure out how to do that and get through an extraordinary amount of information. So I can't compromise the amount of information that I have to share, but I'm wondering how to help the students be more active. So we went through her textbook. I had a copy of her textbook. She had a copy of her textbook. And the first thing I wanted to do is make sure that she knew what scaffolding meant. Do you guys know about scaffolding? Scaffolding is this idea that there's something we want students to be able to do, right? So for example, we want students to be able to follow through on a homework assignment by themselves at home. But many students haven't been taught how to do that. So teachers assume that if I do my work, the student will do their work, and then learning happens. But she didn't realize that it may be important to notice what skills, what study skills, what time management skills, what learning skills would be important for a student to know as a scaffold in order to follow through on the homework assignment independently the way she would want them to, or in order for the student to study independently the way she would want them to. And so exploring the textbook, first of all, was a really important thing for me to do so that I could learn about the structure of the information inside medical assisting. And so she could watch me noticing how everything was put together. Ugh, so annoying. I hate these chips on my mugs, but I also really like these mugs because the mother of a former client gave them to me, and so I don't want to get rid of them because that's really sweet. But damn it, this is the second one with a chip now. Actually, I think we should go back over to the living room because there's a whiteboard I used with this teacher that I think I want to talk through with y'all. So before I head over there, the usual like and subscribe, please. It so helps the YouTube algorithm understand who my people are and who to show my videos to when you, amazing listener, go ahead and like and subscribe or comment or something so that it starts understanding, ooh, these are the people who did Gretchen. Let's go find more like them. So thanks in advance for that. And now let's head over to the living room. Okay, Edward, come with me. Or listeners, if Edward, you decide to use this, come with me to the living room. Let me find my whiteboard. Where was the whiteboard I used with the teacher. Oh, damn it. The heat started. I don't know if you can hear it, but it bugs me. So I'll be right back. Alrighty. So, 50-year-old body sitting down on the floor here, but I kind of like the plant in the background. It's good for your brains. Did you know that? For y'all to look at plants. So I do try and have some plants in my videos sometimes. But that little tip isn't what we're here for. This whiteboard is the messy whiteboard that I pulled out to share with this teacher. And I'm going to explain it in a moment. But first, because this is kind of a weird, rambly video, I want to tell you a funny story. So do you see this? This was a self-made whiteboard. It's just a piece of cardboard where I got this whiteboard, a roll of whiteboard sticky stuff, and I put it on there, but I didn't do it really good. This was 15 years ago when I made this. I should just throw it out. But anyway, I've experimented with all kinds of different whiteboards. But so I realized that this might be a helpful structure for the teacher. I do, we do, you do. And when I wrote them for her, I didn't have the circles around them yet. And I asked her, have you heard this? Like, it's often a sequence that's used in parenting. Like, first the parent does it for the child, then the parent does it with the child, and then finally the child can do it independently. And I said, one of the things that theories I'm working on right now is that teachers, especially teachers who primarily have learned how to do lecture format kind of teaching, are used to a style of education where the I do is the teacher lectures. I do all this work for you to pull together the learning, and you go away and you study it, right? The I do, and then the you do. And we don't teach them how to study it. We just expect that they should know how to do it and they should be responsible. Like, one thing that I've heard teachers say a lot, both at this medical school and just everywhere else, because teachers, this is just one of their favorite things to say, is you are responsible for all the information in the book or that I have taught. And so just because there's a quiz about last week's homework doesn't mean I might not throw in a question from a previous time. And, side note, from a brain theory perspective, something called spacing, like spaced retrieval, and then something else called interleaving. Those are two brain theories you might want to look up if you don't know them. And they explain why, in theory, it could be good that teachers expect, pull in questions from previous units into current units to make sure it stays alive in their head. The problem with that is often teachers skip over the we do part. And the we do can look like all kinds of things, but it includes whatever it is that I want you to do eventually, we do it together. Like, if I want you to remember to pull in questions and information that we have taught previously and review it, then we together, preferably in class, will have a habit of practicing answering random questions and having random, little quizzes, or preferably low stakes or no stakes quizzes about stuff we've done in class before. So, but we do it together before I expect you to do it by yourself. And so this teacher and I spent a lot of time breaking down what's the scaffolding that the students need to be able to do in order to study the material in her class, and how can she provide moments in class where they do it together. So we came up with moments when she can provide them that low or no stakes quizzes. And she teaches primarily on Zoom, so she would be having them type in the Zoom chat answers to retrieval practice questions and use a waterfall method, which is nobody hits return until the time limit is up, 30 seconds or a minute or whatever. And then everybody hits return at the same time and all the answers waterfall in, right? That's kind of fun. So, and it's not just fun, but it helps students not see the answer by somebody who hit return ahead of them, right? So they're truly testing themselves or practicing retrieval. And the more the teacher can provide we do moments with the students and then help them notice that that's what we do. So now you do by yourself at home more retrieval practice, that can be a great thing. We also looked at how the teacher can help the students learn how to make quizzable study tools and actually assign what I call a T-chart. You would learn more about this if you took my anti-boring approach or my Art of Inspiring Students courses. But have that be an assignment at the beginning of the semester so that we do together learn how to create a T-chart quizzable study tool so that later I'll expect you to do it by yourself. And it seems like this very simple structure, I do, we do, you do, with the focus on how she had skipped the we do in her lesson planning and how some simple ways she might practice with her students the things that eventually she wants them to do by herself was really helpful for her. And it really transformed her understanding of what she can play with. So she's going to go and restructure some of how she uses class time, and then she's going to ask me to come and watch, which I'm really excited to do. Anyway, why am I sharing this with you? What can your takeaway be? If you're a classroom teacher, maybe you're a coach. And I think here's the way I want to tie it up in a pretty little bow, but I think we should go somewhere else. I think I should relax on the couch to give you this final thought. Ugh. 50-year-old body sitting on a couch. Groans. Okay. You guys aren't used to seeing me without my glasses, are you? And actually, my glasses are annoying right now because the window's reflecting in them, so I think I'm going to take this video home without my glasses on. So I've been doing a lot of thinking about the difference between a teacher mindset and a coach mindset. And I'm realizing that a lot of people who have been trained as coaches, as life coaches for teenagers or as academic coaches, have been told that they may not teach anything. Not okay. You have to draw out of the client their own natural wisdom. And that's a wonderful thing to know how to do. I wish teachers actually knew some of those coaching techniques more to be able to do that. And teachers don't think that they have time, or maybe they don't have the expertise or desire to do that drawing out, to see themselves as a coach. And so both teachers and coaches need each other's mindsets, and they need to know how to integrate each other's mindset into their work with students. So in my Anti-Boring Educators Club, we work actually really hard to help coaches find moments when they can teach and then learn to make sure that the student wants to learn what they have to teach. It's what I call the consent burger. And by the way, if you go to gretchenwagner.com/secrets, you'll learn for free. There's a little download there, and you'll actually learn more about how to use the consent burger in your coaching and teaching. So go check that out. But in the club, we do a lot of practicing for how to do that, how to teach in this mini lecture format. And I'm realizing at the medical school, the thing that I need to work with the teachers on is how to take on a coaching mindset, be willing to take on a coaching mindset every once in a while. And one aspect of a coaching mindset, there are other aspects, but one aspect is this idea of prioritizing, not just the I do, you do, but prioritizing the we do. And how can you notice what fundamental scaffolding skills might students need to practice in order to do the activity or the follow through that you want them to be able to do? And then how can you practice those scaffolding skills together in class so that then they have it in their body already and they're more likely to take action outside of class? If you see any other ways that the story that I just told is relevant to you, or any takeaways, please post those below. I would love to hear it. And if there's something I missed, please let me know. This is a conversation here on YouTube. Thanks for rolling with me through my apartment. And also let me know if you like this style of video. Post that below. My YouTube guy is trying to get me to do more multi-locations, and this was my very first attempt at it. I'm not sure it was great, but I'm curious what you think. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.